What's up, what's happening? So, Bad Boys Dominican Republic. We on episode 1, right? So I just want to start off by saying the theme song is kind of cool. Like, the theme song is lit. You know, mostly speaking about like the music, like the background music. Yeah, like that song is lit. The episode starts with the boys getting onto the sprinter while giving and popping their shirt and giving the introductions in the background type shit, almost similar to Baddies Gone Wild, Dominican Republic. Like they'll be getting on the sprinter going wherever or to the house, whether going to the house or coming from the house or whatever, but like they just do their introductions. So Corey did start off by asking like, so what's yours sexual orientation, I guess. So we got Juan. Juan was like, I'm straight, nigga, I'm straight. Straighter than a ruler, okay? I'm straighter than a ruler. The fuck? Some of the guys was like, we straight. The others is like, nah, I'm not. But it seems like Corey just wanted to, I guess, put his out there that he's pansexual. Yeah. So that happened, and I don't know if Juan was trying to be funny, but then he said something like, did you ever have sexual intercourse with like a pots, like pots and pans? I feel like that was like a dad joke or something, but hey man, who's dad making jokes like that? Ain't shit funny up in this bitch. So Lynx was sitting in the corner, right, and he mentions that he used to have hair up until Corey, aka El Señor Pez, and that's not me, before you come for me, that's not me. El Señor Pez is from Lynx, okay? Lynx was like explaining, and then they played a flashback of when they were at the auditions, and Lynx and El Señor Pez, they got into it. So El Señor Pez took his hair out. You know what I'm saying? So now Lynx was like, I need that. Like I need that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the camera it panned over to the next sprinter where Seisito and El Señor Pez got into a back and forth. Cause Seisito basically said he heard que El Señor Pez is a troublemaker. You understand? So El Señor Pez was like, disculpe, like, excuse me? No. A troublemaker. But I think it was one of their things of how dare you, or how dare you come for me, because the way El Señor Pez responded to Seisito, busy saying like, oh, I heard, like, you ain't really, like, Angel, basically, that's what Seisito says. So, like, El Señor Pez was like, excuse me, like, can you please? And they started going back and forth, like, it was a whole thing, like, going back and forth. One thing that I've noticed, I'm not saying that Seisito is scary, but, like, as we get into it, like, or as we go for an episode, like, Seisito argues a lot. Like, when it's time to get into the point with Seisito, he's always, like, there's always like some sort of pre-argument before, like, Seisito, you need to just square up and just get in the paint. So eventually, after decades of them going back and forth, El Señor Pez decided to throw the first hit. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't scary. Like, I think it's becoming evident from the first few minutes, hours of the show. It's very obvious to us now that El Señor Pez is not pussy. Like, he will, if he has to get in the paint, he's gonna get in the paint. Whether you does, whether you dead, whether you, yeah, he don't care. So yeah, then the security started like holding like them back, and now they're starting to scream at each other, like they're busy screaming at each other, and it's, they're back and forth, screaming their lungs out and all that. So after security calmed the situation down, they started again. Like, bro, like, but because the sprinter was limited, it didn't allow the fight to kind of really get, like, it didn't allow them to get down. They was just like, it's almost like, okay, even though they were like fighting and maybe some of the hits and slaps was connecting, but it's just like, the fight didn't even look appropriate because there was limited space. So now you'll just, it almost looked like two trapped people trying to escape a little box. Know what I'm saying? Like that's how it look, girl. It ain't look like UFC type shit. That shit look like escape the box or some shit, ho. Like, fuck you mean. Fuck you mean. So they was like going after it, and then eventually it was just like, you know, like, okay, this fight is not really going anywhere, and then they're gonna keep barking. But while all of that was going down, Jada started throwing in like side comments, you know, like, you know, or just like, I don't know, I'm not gonna say mumbling, but it was kind of like that, or it was kind of like, yeah, side comments. I think side comments is the appropriate one. Cause Jada was just like, you know, you just, and I, so that's what like Jada was on. So Jada started throwing in his side comments, and El Senor Pez like told Jada to basically kick rocks. Like El Senor literally said like, you know what, you can go fly. Not verbatim, but I mean, you know how El Senor is. El Senor, he's not scared. So honestly, like if he just catches that you. Like if you trying to be rude towards him, he quick with it. Like he quick with it, bro. Like he just be like, oh, you can go kick rocks. You know what I mean? So yeah, El Senor told Jada to go kick rocks, and then like they kind of had their little moment or their little back and forth or their little squabble or whatever you wanna call it. So Jada sarcastically told the whole sprinter to clap their hands para el señor Pez porque he's grande, you know. And Jada kind of makes me laugh because it's just they're like the way he was moving, like the way Jada told like those sprinter to clap their hands para el señor Pez, is like he had that attitude of like, I'm not scared of you. And I feel like Jada, his stance is like, maybe people assume that like he's pussy and he ain't. So it's like, you know, like I said what I said. Yeah, that's how Jada is. It's not like you kind of you're expecting him to take back what he said, or you want him to like be pussy about what he said. And it's like, nah, I said what I said. So now he's telling him to clap sarcastically, like, yeah, let's all clap para el señor Pez, porque like he's grande. So yeah, that happened, and after Jada told him to clap for him, Cecito and El Senor got into a fight. I feel like with these two, it's one of these situations whereby somebody has to win. And I don't know if it's you, I don't know if it's me, but somebody got to win, you know what I'm saying? So Cecito and El Senor get into a fight de nuevo, and as Juan tried to break it up, he got elbowed in the eye. So Juan was there in the background busy saying, ay, my eye, he got my eye, ay. You know what I'm saying? So that was it. That was like, okay, you got elbowed in the eye. Next. So now we've got Chiquito. Chiquito starts telling a story about how he got snuck by strangers at the auditions. And Lynx tried to have a relatable moment with him. You know, since his dreadlocks like also got damaged. But then Chiquito replied and said that his dreads are real though, like my dreads is real though. So basically that situation, from like how I'm understanding it, right? Chiquito was telling a story about how he got snuck by strangers and blah 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 blah, and I guess they kind of did something with his hair, like they grabbed his hair and he was like grabbing on shit. So Lynx was just saying like, I think the only difference between Chiquito and Lynx is that Lynx lost his hair. I think like Lynx had his hair damaged, or like El Senor pulled his hair out or something along that lines. But with Chiquito he still have his hair. You see, so that's why Chiquito is saying like, oh, but my hair real though. So that's where the whole shade came from, or that's where like, I guess that's what created some sort of a problem between Chiquito and Lynx, because it's like, Chiquito was kind of wrong though, because you really didn't have to say that. And if you look at the situation like from beneath the surface, Lynx was actually trying to be cool with you. Like he was trying to like, you know, kind of say like, we all in this together. Like he's trying to bro you and be like, damn, like, same struggle, my brother, and you just out here like, oh, my hair real though. Okay, sorry. Jeez. Chiquito. ¿Por qué? Chiquito, ¿por qué? Ay, 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 chiquito, ay, ay, ay. But anyway, yeah, so after Chiquito said, like, my hair real though, that was high-key shady, honestly, cause, I mean, shoot. Lynx was trying to form a bond, but Chiquito pulled a guapo on Lynx, so Chiquito then tried to apologize. That's the part that kinda was weird, cause it's like, nah, it's almost like same thing as, Betty's gone wild with, La Señorita Cocaína. La Señorita Cocaína, you said somebody else that her cuchana is tancada, and then when the whole bus is trying to press you on that issue, you like, oh, I didn't think they were gonna come for me like this. Or even when Lauren herself, she came for you and she said, why say my cuchana is tancada? And then, you can't really be surprised, because now it's like you put that out there. So I feel like that situation is like, similar to the situation. Not saying that whatever happened is similar, but like the situation itself is just like, you literally threw hella shade at Lynx by saying, oh, but my hair real though. So like now you're trying to apologize for what? And that's the worst part. It ain't even an hour. It's not even an hour that shit has passed and you already like apologizing. Like, no, stand on that business. Stand on that shit, my nigga. You done said that your shit real and my shit, I guess, fake. Cause if you saying your shit real, then my shit fake. Then stand on this, Chiquito. El Guapo. Come on, Guapo. Yeah, so Chiquito tried to apologize, but Lynx said, nah, he needs that one. He was like, nah, you said my shit fake, so yeah, stand on that shit. So El Paris stood up, cause he knew what time it was finna be. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if Paris knew, like, okay, they finna slide, or like I don't know if by Paris standing up, it like motivated Lynx to attack like Chiquito. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Or maybe like Paris just knew like what time it is, and he knew like, okay, let's move. So Paris stood up, and without even 5 seconds elapsing, Lynx just launched. Okay, Lynx launched like a rocket, like Talil Airways. Okay, I'm talking Talil Airways. First class to the moon, bitch. Fuck is you talking about? Like, for real, like the way Lynx launched, like that was kind of wild, and it's crazy considering how close he actually was to Chiquito. Like, Chiquito wasn't even far away. It's not like Chiquito was in Puerto Rico. Chiquito was in Dominican Republic with you. Like, so what is going on? Like, that's the part. But anyway, yeah, so Lynx like launched himself, and he threw like, after launching himself, he threw a bouquet of punches at Chiquito. Like, he threw a bouquet of punches at Chiquito, like boo boo boo. And yeah, that was very much expected. So that's all I can say about that situation. So we're gonna move on, okay? So the camera then moved to the other sprinter, where Jada and El Señor were still arguing, because now Jada ain't pussy and El Señor ain't pussy too. So now we've got two, like, big characters who, and that's the thing, we see it a lot, and that's kind of interesting, and it's kind of what I like about the bad boys side, is that, like, the boys, you ain't finna back down, like, so that's why with them, like, they just be going back and forth, and some of them is just like that back and forth, like Seisito and Juan, Seisito and Juan, like that too, like they really go in. So now, like I was saying, on the other sprinter with Jada and El Señor still arguing. So El Señor called Jada una puta. And yeah, that was a catalyst for a whole box of eggs, okay? Because El Señor called Jada una puta, and Jada did not like it, porque él es un hombre y no una mujer. So, porque una puta, porque soy un hombre, no una mujer. ¿Por qué? Like, ¿por qué? That's the type of shit that Jada's on. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so they started throwing hands, and it was crazy because Jada jumped like 3 streets of chairs to hit El Senor for calling him una puta. Like it was insane. Like the way Jaden like just I'm Jada, sorry. The way Jada just like jumped over that seat. My whole thing is, every time I see these fights on the sprint, I think to myself like, okay, I know you guys get paid to fight, so obviously production can't really say like where and when you should fight. But my whole thing is like, these people like have to pay for shit that they break? Cause I'm not gonna lie, the way Jada jumped like that 3 streets of chairs in the sprinter, it made me uncomfortable. I'm not even the owner of the sprinter. I'm not even the one having to pay for damages, but just to like think about the damages that could occur, is just they're like, damn, do you guys really have to do that though? And like the whole sitting on the sofa with the shoes, like that shit is just but anyway, so Jada jumped the 3 streets of chairs to hit El Senor for calling him una puta porque soy un hombre. And they got into it. They started beating each other, but then like security, got involved because Jada is kind of big, so it's very obvious. Jada's big, like how do I say? Not mentally, sorry, like physically, but then also he's a heavy hitter, so it's like. But then we've got El Senor. I think El Senor is not really big. He does have muscle, but he's not like big. But I do think he kind of could be a heavy hitter though. Like he has that potential. I wouldn't be surprised if he is. But either way, they finally arrive at the house where they welcomed by La CEO Natalia herself. And she's just hyping the boys up, So Natalia was addressing the boys when El Senor tried to run up on Links with a FIFA World Cup football kick. Like, yo, damn, sir. Damn, son. Like, the fuck? So they kept taunting each other as usual. Like these people, they taunt each other. These niggas be taunting each other like there's no tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a lot of, bad boys, but these ones, they taunt a lot. So they kept taunting each other, and El Senor tried to throw water on Links, but it ended up hitting like Pooty on the way or by mistake. And Pooty attacked El Senor, and his finger then got desconectado. Like, yeah, that was kind of sad, like, because El Senor's finger got desconectado. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that fight, Pooty wasn't wrong for being offended. I don't think he was being wrong, but did I think that a whole fight needed to have been had? No, but like I just said, La CEO Natalia herself, she's there. So, and they're all standing in front of her. It's literally, they just got off the sprinter. So, it's literally, let's just say this is like the first 10 minutes or first minute in a way of them still being at the house. First 5 minutes, first 10 minutes, whatever you want to say. So I just feel like at that point, maybe Pooty was feeling like, this is my moment. I've waited on my life. I can tell it's time. Cause I mean, shit, bitch. Why else there was no reason to break fingers. Now the finger is desconectado. ¿Por qué? Like, now El Señor Pez is like not feeling well. His fingers desconectado. La CEO Natalia is just there like, acting confused. When we all know damn well she's very feliz. But anyway, hi Natalia, la CEO Natalia. But so Pooty and them got into it, so his finger got like broken, and now just there. So yeah. So La CEO Natalia goes over the basic rules. Now that Pooty and El Senor is done with their fight, and El Senor's finger is desconectado. Like El Senor is on the side fixing his finger that's desconectado, and Pooty is just there, popping and shit like. But anyway, so after that, La CEO Natalia goes over the basic rules of the house, and she mentions that she wants a house leader who basically, be the head and controller. You know what I'm saying? So El Juan El Juan thinks he should be the leader since he's not a Rolling Stone. You know what I'm saying? He like, he's, I'm dead, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, since I'm a vet, I can do this shit. You know what I'm saying? This my shit. Bow down, bitches. Bow down, bitches. Bow down, bitches. So that's what El Juan is on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And she also mentioned, La CEO Natalia, she mentions that there's going to be bad boy chains plural and a cash price singular. So that was interesting to hear because you've never really heard about that, and I don't know how that's gonna work because so is the people gonna vote? I don't know, but we'll see. Next we've got Cosinho. So we got Cosinho started giving a speech. Right, so Cosinho started giving a speech, and Alpha was agreeing with Cosinho, but it was low-key interrupting his speech. Like Cosinho was speaking, and then Alpha was like, agreeing with him, but it's like, popping his shit, while Cosinho is speaking. So Cosinho was on some puto, por favor, puto, por favor, puto. It was low-key interrupting his speech, and Cosinho basically told Alpha to stop interrupting, stop interrupting, but La CEO Natalia, obviously what time it is, she's like, damn, sir, damn, son, it's basically being told to shut up. And La CEO Natalia is basically like, you basically got told to shut the fuck up. Fuck you finna do about that, nigga? You finna let another nigga tell you to shut the fuck up? Oh hell! Nah. You can kinda see Alpha was pressured to fighting with Cosinho because he didn't want that. It was a kind of a misunderstanding in a way. He didn't need a fight, but porque La CEO Natalia, she wants a Fed so she can get the dinero, because if they don't fight, then La CEO Natalia no dinero. So yeah, basically Alpha was pressured into fighting with Cosinho, and they did, but they shortly squashed the beef, because like I'm saying, they didn't really want to fight. It was peer pressure. And to be honest, yeah, it was a misunderstanding. They instigated, and then the beef ended. So after that little 2-minute noodle beef ended, Noel tried to mark their territory by asking who wanted to fight, but then said they don't even want to fight. That was the thing that kind of confused, because Noel got up on their stage on some, if anybody want that, then anybody can get that. And it's like, you got up on the stage. You got up on the stage, took the microphone, and you popped your shit in the microphone. But you want some, if you want that, then come get it. And then in the same breath, you're like, because I don't even want to fight you like that anyway. So why, I'm not even gonna lie, even I, before Jada even said anything, even I was like, I think everyone at that point was just gonna be like, because if you have an IQ that is above 1, you would ask yourself, if you want to sit here and say to everyone, of basically saying, if you want to fight me, you can fight me, right? But I don't even want to fight anybody. So my thing is, then why did you get up on the stage and do that? It would have made sense if somebody tried to press you, and then you was like, but I ain't even trying to fight nobody though. I ain't even trying to fight nobody. Fuck is your problem? Then we would be like, yeah, nigga, shit, even though you won the fucking bad boys. República Dominicana. Okay, why is why is we ducking fades? Either way, why is we ducking fades? But yeah, that was Noel's, I think, first L, cause yeah, so Jada, obviously, like I said, Jada ain't pussy. Jada ain't scared to take that fade. So while Noel tried to mark their territory by asking who wanted to fight, but then said they don't even wanna fight, Jada said he'll run that fight, just for the sake of running it. Jada was like, well, shit, Noel came up in this bitch and was on some, so shit, girl, if you finna get me on that payroll, then let's roll it the fuck up. Okay, back it the fuck up, bitch, and catch me outside. Catch me the fuck outside. What are you talking about? So Jada then threw the first fist in Noel, and Jada had Noel on the floor. Jada had Noel on the floor. On the floor. On the floor. Ass fat. Yeah, nah. If you got cash, blow some out. Blow some out. Blow some out. The more you spin it, the faster they go. Bad bitches on the floor. It's raining, honey. Throw some out. Throw some out. Throw some out. Throw some out. That's how Jada had Noel. Bad bitches on the floor. So yeah, that happened, guys, and to be quite honest with you, it was like, girl, you wanted it, so you got it. So yeah, but anyway, Jada got that fight, and unfortunately, Noel, I don't know whether to say Noel lost, but Noel didn't really get that round. So yeah. So they ran another fight, well, not another round. So Noel and Jada then ran another round, and I think at this time Jada had the upper hand until security broke it up again. I'm saying third round, Noel kept galloping backwards, like Noel was galloping like a horse backwards, and I'm just like, girl, I know you fucking lying. I know you fucking lying. Like, bitch, wasn't you just up not even 2 minutes ago, how? Pressing these motherfuckers on some, if you want it, you can get it. And now, girl, you's backwards, galloping like a motherfucking horse, backwards in reverse. Reverse, bitch? I know you fucking lying. Get the fuck out of here, ho. Shawty, come get your friend. No, like, make it make sense. How do you literally got up on the stage. You literally got up on the stage, basically looking at the entire house and saying that, I want that smoke with y'all. And then now you get the smoke and you backing up and you reversing, like, this is not driver's ed, bruh. Why is you parallel parking? Huh? Like, why is you parallel parking, bruh? Hey, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Come on, Noel. So after Noel fell on his butt, he was galloping backwards, and when Jada tried to throw a punch, Noel fell on his butt. Like, he fell on his butt. Boom. Boom, boom, bitch. Anyway, La CEO Natalia then asks, like, who should leave the house? And Jada says, Juan can stay, but Shawty should pack it up. Like, Shawty should pack it up. Shawty can get it. Like, Shawty can get the fuck. Jada's like, no, El Juan can stay, okay? El Juan, he stay in Gaza, okay? Pero, Shawty can get the fuck. So that's Jada's stance. And Shorty and Jada then, they run multiple fades. But Shorty survives the elimination, at least for now. Cause Shorty like, bitch, I ain't going nowhere, okay? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You, and you. I don't give a fuck. I ain't going nowhere, okay? You can send El Juan home, but I ain't going nowhere. I'm staying the fuck here. So yeah, and then Los Chicos then entered the house, and the house looks bougie and pristine and like hella expensive. Like, the house looks expensive for you, I ain't gonna lie. Like, this house, like, Zeus got that cash. They got that cash. They ain't shy. Okay, the Zeus bank account ain't shy for shit. So they then go and, choose their room so they can get ready to go to the strip club, So while in the Sprinter, Landon mentions that Chiquito needs to go home because he feels like, he don't belong. He feels like Chiquito don't belong. Like, hey, Chiquito, you don't belong. Chiquito not as bad boy. Like, no. No as bad boy, please. Like, Shawty agreed since Chiquito apparently apologized to the camera, which is kind of crazy. Like, Shawty, but I mean, I don't know what to say, cause it's like, you just about a week ago, just about a week ago, you was like up for elimination, and now that Chiquito is up for elimination, you nodding your head. Really? Shorty is agreeing, out of all people, Shorty is agreeing that Chiquito must go home. And, because he apparently apologized to the camera after getting handled by Lynx. So Lynx handled Chiquito, and Chiquito apologized to the camera. And it was like, that's kind of some lame ass pussy shit. So the camera panned over to the other sprinter. And when Noel asked, who should go, Lynx pointed at Chiquito. Like, it's crazy at this point. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Like, so on one sprinter, Landon is saying who should go home and he's saying Chiquito. And then the camera goes over to the sprinter where Chiquito is. And, they're saying who should go home and they saying Chiquito. De nuevo. So it's like, damn, de nuevo Chiquito? Like, damn, Chiquito. Yeah, it's not looking good for you, buddy. Not looking good for you. But anyway, Lynx pointed, or he put his finger over, pointed over Chiquito's head, and basically Lynx mentioned the whole apology thing too, or basically elaborated and says, he feels like Chiquito should go home because, you apologized after I handled you, there's some lame ass pussy shit, know what I'm saying? So Noel agrees that, Chiquito ain't a bad boy, cause he don't stand up for himself, so Noel's just yeah, I kinda agree, because this one, he don't really stand up for himself, Chiquito, you finna be a problem, okay, Chiquito finna be a problem, okay, but at this point, it is what it is. For me, it's kind of weird because it's you guys are starting to find out who's trying to go home so bad, and I feel why don't you just continue with the show and then allow that shit to play out? Because now, as you guys is gonna see, people is gonna end up fighting simply because they don't wanna go home, and that shouldn't really be the thing. People should be eliminated because they, I guess, don't function properly in the house, not because now they have to fight. Because now when you fight to prove yourself, then now you it's not, then you didn't leave the house authentically. You left because you just lost a stupid fade. They were having that whole debate as to who should leave the house, but that was kind of something that was kind of left in the air, But because, they go to the strip club, they arrive at the strip club, en cuanto las mujeres dominicanas were throwing it back, they was throwing it the fuck back on the stage, you know what I'm saying? Los chicos, they was just had a vibe. And they was we in this bitch. That's the vibe that they was on. Okay, guys, we in this bitch. Let's get lit. So they got in the strip club. They got lit. It was no fights, which was kind of cool. And it was kind of funny because we didn't really get that many scenes in the strip club. You know why? Because there wasn't any fight and stupid unnecessary squabbling. But anyway, after Los Chicos were there, the strip club, it was nice. They had a vibe. The next day, moved over to the next day. So the next day, Los Chicos they just sitting by the in the lounge and discussing events from the previous night. And then Juan walks into the room and he was already upset with Seisito. Porque apparently Seisito yelled at Juan off camera, so there's smoke in the air between the two of them, right? So Juan is I ain't fuck with this nigga, fuck that shit. And then Landon then starts again with the whole who must go home story. The fact that whole conversation is carrying over into the next day is wild. But anyway, Landon he got on that shit again with the who must go home, and then Juan says Seisito should go home porque he don't stand on his own and he always needs alliances. Why you always need alliances? Basically, Juan feels Seisito always needs somebody. Seisito don't stand on your own. He don't stand on his own. He just always needs somebody. And I don't know if what Juan is saying is the truth, or he's just saying that porque he heard Seisito wrong. Because he did hear Seisito say something wrong. Seisito said, I have something for you. And then Juan heard Seisito say, I have somebody for you, or I have someone for you. Cecito never said I have someone for you. He said I have something for you. So why are you keep on running with that thing that you must hurt, and now it's becoming a thing? So that part just like confuses me. But anyway, like let's go. So Juan is like, you don't stand on your own, and your alliances and blah 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 blah. And I'm that whole I'm not scared, I ain't scared Jonathan shit. Like, so Cecito and Juan both get up, and they ran a fight with each other. And to be quite honest with you, that was kind of funny, like the way they like both got up. Like, I kind of prefer to see a fight be had like that. Like, like both of them agree to it. I don't like seeing a fight where one is trying to sneak the other. Like, that's not cool. Like, that's not cool at all. Like, you'll see it a lot when they're trying to sneak each other, or like when one person is like running away. That whole thing. It ain't cool, guys. Like, my thing is, if you can't fight, my thing is, if you can't fight, it is what it is. But I feel like if you get on a show like this, right? Okay, cool if you don't know how to fight, but bro, you have to be at least willing to try. One thing about Chiquito, I'm gonna say, like, Chiquito almost got hit by one, you know what I'm saying? Or like, at least he got hit by one. Later on we're gonna get into it, but like, he got hit by one. But one thing I like about Chiquito, he got in the paint. Like, Chiquito get in the paint. He can't fight. He don't win his fights. He be losing fades. They be beating Chiquito from Dominican Republic to Puerto Rico. And like, it is like, it's crazy, okay? It's crazy. But the thing that I like about the nigga, he get in the paint. Win, lose, or draw. Okay? Okay, gracias. So, yeah, they got into it. Cecita and Juan, they got into it equally. Both of them stand up same time, and they run their face. So first round, let's break it down, okay? First round, Juan was pounding Cecita in the head, like while trying to wrestle him to the ground. Cause Juan, I think I've know one thing that I've noticed about Juan, he uses his weight and muscles, or like, his body mass, he uses that as like an upper hand. Like, he's the type of a hombre who thinks like, mi cuerpo es grande, mi muscles is grande. So, but in this instance, like, first round, El Juan he was pounding Cecito in the head. So I'll give you that for pounding Cecito in the head. Anyway, the second round, Cecito connected a few times. He did connect a few times, but then Juan pushed him to the sofa, and he might have kicked Cecito in the face. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, there was a time when security was trying to break things up, and I think like Juan, I think he did kick Cecito in the face, but I'm not sure. But something happened because Cecito's face was like really fucked up. Like, damn, I was like, oh, Cecito, ay, mijo, like, no, Cecito, this is not good, not good. But yeah, Cecito felt defeated, after the security broke the fight up. Cause second round, like, I think Cecito, he lost. Like, he connected a few times, but then unfortunately at the end, given the way his face looked at the end, yeah, Cecito lost that one. Know what I'm saying? So that happened, right? And Cecito felt defeated, and he started popping his shit like, and saying, he gets more hoes. And that was kinda, I'm not gonna lie, Cecito, I don't know how you did that, cause you are fighting with Juan, okay? Like, you're fighting with Juan. And I don't see how you getting more hoes than Juan would really have to be, like, relevant to the fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so Cecito like, I get more hoes than you, and then Juan replied like, El Juan, let me say El Juan replied, and he was like, he don't punk, man, like, so it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? But Landon then, broke up the argument. Like, Landon started to, like, kind of intervene and, broke up the argument. Because, I mean, at that point, it's, like, it's awkward for Juan to make such comments while Landon and other cast members could be at least present. Like, what the fuck is that? Think before you speak, maybe, perhaps. But anyway, the camera then switches to Noel in the room, in the phone room, and Noel was talking to a family member. Jada then comes to use the phone room and, asks Noel, what's up? Like, what's up? What's up? You're crying and shit. You was crying and shit. So, and after Noel explains the situation, Jada says Noel should just go home. And he's gonna find out later that Los Chicos want him to go. Like, damn, that's kind of rude. Like, yeah, that's kind of rude. That is kind of rude. Because, Noel is just sitting in like a little corner, if you will, and just crying or whatever. So it was like, Noel's not even bothering you. How are you that bothered? Because at that point you was bothered. Bitch, you was bothered. Come on, Jada, you was bothered. You was bothered as fuck. No, seriously. So, damn, bitch. But yeah, Noelle wasn't having that shit, cause respectfully, as she said, Noelle is crying cause her grandfather is having issues. It's a sensitive moment. I really feel like Noelle, in that situation, Noelle actually is in the right. Noelle literally did fuck all wrong. Like, be so fucking for real. She didn't do anything wrong. So can you, Jada, no. You just know, you just wildin'. You just wildin' for shit, okay? But, after Noelle explained the situation, Jada just, was go home and whatever. And, Noelle gets up and she ran it with Jada. Because Noelle was like, we're not doing that. So Jada stands at the door, after them running it, they ran it. And then, Jada was standing at the door. At that point, Noelle needed to go back in the phone room to get her phone. But Jada was standing at the door and it's like, come get it. When you're ready, come and get it. Na 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 na. When you're ready, come and get it. Na 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 na. That's what Jada was on. So at the door, ready to get this nigga on the floor. So Jada was guarding the door and Noelle was like, I need my phone. And Jada on some, when you're ready, come and get it. Nah, 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 nah. And then, they eventually ended up running another fight because Noelle needed to get that phone though. She needed to get that phone though. So another fight was finna be had. And then, they had another fight. So that's where the episode ends, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like, don't forget to subscribe, and share. And we'll check you in the next episode.